I'm Rachel. I work private events and I do premium sales. Um, I learned to be unapologetically myself, which sounds kind of cliche, but I can explain that further.
Yeah.
um, I learned to be unapologetically myself. I started that journey kind of probably seventh or eighth grade. I wanted to, I feel like I was in a population that really cared what everyone thought about them, and I felt like the mean girls, like popular group cliques and all that kind of stuff was pretty significant in my high school. And so I just didn't want to continue that on. I wanted to be different in that regard. I didn't want to be the person that, made people feel lesser than because of what they did or who they were, what they looked like, where they came from. And so I had vowed to, make a conscious effort to be myself and be proud of that and accept that about myself. I definitely learned that not everyone is meant to be in your life forever. The more that you become yourself, you learn that you have different identities. It's, you're capable of being more than just the one person that you categorized yourself in. And so I learned to be myself and learned that not everyone was going to be okay with that. And when I became the person that they no longer perceived me to be originally, I did lose some friends. I lost some people in my life that didn't like me being the weird, high energy, super goofy, super inclusive self that I strived to be, and then I had to learn to be accepting of that. Definitely different, and I'd say it was for the better. It showed a lot of true colors in that journey, like, understanding who actually cared about who I was unconditionally and who was only there because of, again, their perceived understanding of who I was and the identity that they labeled me under versus the ones that I decided to be that day. I definitely learned who I was and that it's okay to not always know who I am. It's okay to be kind of figuring out that life, that style that I want to be in. But it was definitely for the better because it showed me who was really there, and those people that have been really there have been a rock, have been my foundation for just everything I get through on a daily basis. Do it and do it to your fullest. People are scared to take risk majority of the time out of fear of rejection, fear of what everyone else says and thinks about them. And like I mentioned, it's a ongoing conscious effort every single day that you need to be yourself and that you need to understand that, like, it's okay to do that. It's okay to stop caring what other people think about you. And so when people get over the idea of what everyone else's opinion of them taking that risk is, they'll take that risk, they do it to the fullest, and they uncover a lot about themselves. And I think that that's the most important part about it, is just figuring out who you are and what you want in life and who's there along for the ride.